Assalamu alaikum. A very good day. So here we are communicating in the second week of online lectures, and let me tell you, I'm missing you all. I cannot teach online the way I teach in a classroom, where my students are sitting there vibrating, ready to ask questions, taking notes, raising their voice. I'm honest, I miss all that interaction. Today we'll talk about a tragic period of Pakistan history when we lost East Pakistan and second military regime came into effect. Ayub Khan, under public agitation, had to resign in 1969, and as per constitution he had to transfer the power to the Speaker of Assembly, Abdul Jabbar Khan, who was a representative from East Pakistan. Instead, he gave the charge to General Yahya Khan, and this was the unconstitutional move. Whether he was angry or disappointed with the nation and with politicians, but this really set a very, very difficult times beginning in Pakistan. Yahya Khan came into power and he said that he has been on a deputed duty and he has not staged a coup. He was given a responsibility in which he would try to fulfill it. And he always said that he was a soldier and whatever task was given to him, he will follow the orders. The other political parties encouraged him to take decisions. One was the dissolution of one unit. Let me remind you here that one unit was created in fact to equalize West Pakistan with East Pakistan, to be taken as one province. Otherwise, earlier there were 4 provinces in this part of Pakistan, as they are today, the 4 provinces in Pakistan. So he dissolved the one unit and the provincial status came back into existence, and the 3 West Pakistan provinces and Balochistan got the status of a province for itself. This had meant an equal number of seats in National Assembly. So the East Pakistan and West Pakistan principle was affirming the one man, one vote formula for a democratic government. Like any unconstitutional government, a legal framework order has to be enforced, and he made a simple majority sufficient for framing the constitution. And he said that the constitution should be made in 120 days. 30th March 1970, LFO came into being effective, and this prescribed the limits in which elections would be held and within which the constitution was to be framed. The LFO provided, and I quote, "Pakistan shall be a federal republic to be known as the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, in which the provinces and other territories which are now and may hereafter be included in Pakistan shall be so united in a federation that the independence, the territorial integrity, and the national solidarity of Pakistan are ensured, and that the unity of the federation is not in any way involved." In addition, the LFO also provided the constitution was to be framed within 120 days, failing which the National Assembly would be dissolved. Shorn of constitutional terms, federating unit meant West Pakistan on one hand and East Pakistan on the other. After the breakup of one unit, the term federating unit would apply equally to Sindh, Punjab, Northwest Frontier Province, then now Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and Balochistan. All provinces, according to the 6 points, would have separate currencies, separate foreign currency accounts, and separate militias. The politicians immediately understood that the LFO and the 6 points were not compatible. Let me take a little divergent thing, and let me tell you, read out the 6 points of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, what they were. The character of the government shall be federal and parliamentary, in which the elections shall be direct on the basis of universal adult franchise. The representation in the federal legislature shall be on the basis of population. This was the first one. The second point was, the federal government shall be responsible only for defense and foreign affairs and subject to condition provided in 3 below currency. Third was, there shall be 2 separate currencies mutually freely convertible in each wing for each region, or in the alternative, a single currency with regional federal reserve banks to prevent the transfer of resources and flight of capital from one region to another. Fiscal policy shall be responsibility of federating unit, the province, and the federal government shall be provided with requisite revenue resources for meeting the requirements of defense and foreign affairs. And fifth was, constitutional provisions shall be made to enable separate account to be maintained by the foreign exchange for the foreign exchange of each of the federating units under the control of representative governments. And the last 6 point was, the government of the federating unit shall be empowered to maintain a militia or paramilitary force in order to contribute effectively towards national security. And now you can understand that Mujibur Rahman was not supporting and proposing a federation, rather he was proposing a confederation. All provinces, according to the 6 points, would have all these 6 points as their governing guide. So Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and the Awami League leader, and he was also the president of the political party, he said on 2nd May of 1970 that the Constituent Assembly should be made sovereign. He pointed out that the coming elections, I quote him, the coming elections were not achieving power but to frame the country's constitution. He regretted the certain provisions in the LFO that they had negated the principles of democracy. And on 3rd May, Awami League leader Tajuddin said that the 6 points were a must. On May 8, 1970, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman reiterated that there was no possibility of compromise on the 6 points. Thus, we see the incompatibility between the LFO wanting to have the constitution in 120 days and 6 points was a glaring apparent before the students. Students of Dhaka University, which was presided over by the Vice Chancellor Abu Saeed Chaudhry, and they echoed a new map. They echoed Sheikh Mujibur Rahman words in the form of a new map and flag of Bangladesh. So even before the elected members could meet, the Bengalis have set their mind to have a separate state. Former professor and chair of political science at Dhaka University and a member of Yahya's cabinet, G.W. Chaudhary later commented that Mujib's scheme of a center with only two responsibilities, defense and foreign affairs, was devoid of financial or administrative means to carry out its obligations. Mujibur Rahman had stressed the elections were for framing a constitution and not for achieving power. There would be no provision under constitutional law to limit the 6 points only to one province. The Awami League insisted that the constitution be framed only by the simple majority it enjoyed and vehemently rejected the suggestion that the constitution be passed by a 61% majority. This figure was proposed as a compromise since it is a universal convention to frame or amend a constitution by a two-third majority. The importance of the 6 points became clear after the Awami League won the 1970 elections. I have to give you the details of the background, how we lost East Pakistan. And I know that your generation does not know, I will say not only much, does not know anything about the secession of East Pakistan. Let's talk about the elections of December 1970. And before I say anything, history has proved that these were the fairest possible elections in Pakistan. And Awami League leader Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was also making some observations as his political party did not win a single seat in West Pakistan, and Prime Minister Bhutto's newborn People's Party did not get any vote in East Pakistan. So this disparity was very clear about the opinion of the people of the two parts of Pakistan. On 14 January 1971, Yahya Khan declared that Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was the next Prime Minister of Pakistan. It was a bold step. On 17 January, Yahya went to Larkana to confer with Zed Bhutto. Bhutto did not like it. He thought that this was something unacceptable. But when he went to meet Mujibur Rahman in East Pakistan, he called Mujib to Governor House Dhaka, and according to Bhutto, he expressed to Yahya his misgivings about the 6 points. Oh yes, he had given his misgivings for 6 points, but Bhutto thereafter went to Dhaka to confer with Mujibur Rahman about the 6-point formula from 27 to 30th, from 27 to 29 February 1971. These talks proved inconclusive, and his return was almost having nothing to offer. He asked Yahya to delay governing the sessions of the National Assembly.